I started coming here, I think, in 2016 because I had diabetic ulcers. I was prohibited from walking. And one day my friend Linda said, well, you can go down the street and socialize with people instead of just staring at the ceiling. My job for 20 years was I worked with high-profile convicts. I did some political work. I served on a committee, People Against Poverty. In my late 40s, I was diagnosed with insulin-resistant diabetes. And as it continued, I developed neuropathy, which is like nerve damage. And I began to develop limb-threatening diabetic ulcers. The more you walk, the worse they get. It made it difficult for me to work. I'd heal for 6 weeks, and then 6 weeks later, I'd have holes in my feet again. I was in my 50s and suddenly found myself out of work. I went back to college for retraining, and I was able to come to Helping Hands for the odd groceries and clothing because it was very expensive to go back to school, even though the government gave me assistance. So I bought what I could afford. So I was there stuck in this apartment where bed bugs went to die. I decided to go to my family doctor. I made an appointment, but I didn't get there. I collapsed on the street before I got there, and I woke up in the ambulance. So they got me there, and they were gowning me up, and when they took my shoes off, my foot was black. I'd gone from a foot with treatable ulcers to MRSA with flesh-eating disease. Went to my specialist, and he did the amputations right in his office. When my health began to deteriorate, I didn't have the energy to do the things I wanted to do, and I had to really scale back on my community activities because I just didn't have the energy to do it. My sense of identity was starting to collapse because all the things that I was no longer existed. You know, it was just this lump of flesh that was going to work just to sustain a marginal living. It was really depressing. I still have nurses coming every other day to treat the amputation. If you had seen the before pictures and you saw the after, there's been a great deal of recovery. They're expecting me to make a full recovery, less the parts they'd had to take off. I want to finish my paralegal license to help people that can't. I recently became the president of the Hamilton Centre Green Party. I was able to get nonprofit housing through Lindwell, which I greatly appreciate because compared to some of the places I've lived with, it's luxury. I've got everything here I need. I've got the laundry, the neighbors are good. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I go to the Helping Hands Street Mission and play games with my friends there. And if God came to me tomorrow and said, this is your eternal resting place, I'd be happy.